Can you please introduce yourself?
Well, my name, as I'm known, is Buba Galadima. That's what most people call me.
Okay. So, we'd like to talk to you on the state of the polity as it is now, and the state of politics in Nigeria currently. What can you say about it?
Well, this is not supposed to be time for politicking
Okay.
because government is just 10 months old. They are still in their honeymoon of taking over government. And this should be the beginning of the time of the provision of dividends of democracy for the citizens of the country, as well as providing infrastructure in the country. But of course, you know, in Nigeria, everything is politics, so everything is muddled up.
So, sir, your party recently won its court case in Kano. What future do you have? What future do you see in NNPP and the polity of Nigeria?
Well, as you can see, ANPP is the largest growing political party on the sands of the Nigerian soil. And as you know, we came into limelight barely 7 months to the general election. And you had seen our performance across the country. Despite the fact that we do believe in NNPP, that we had been shortchanged in several places across the country for some obvious reasons. And these reasons are that most of the major political parties, most of them in the country, their attention was particularly geared towards the destruction of the NNPP, which they saw as a threat to their monopoly. However, we are able to pull through and won one of the most populous states in the country, namely Kano, which everybody knows, and the subsequent legal tussles across the country. When inspections of votes are carried out, you find out that NNPP votes were suppressed across the country and across board. And we are aware that in certain parts of the country, especially people whom they see as having paternal relationship with the NNPP, their leaders were being called by community leaders in various parts of the country and were being persuaded to say that they should come and work with the people in those native communities because they are strangers. You had seen what had happened in Lagos. That was only a case in point. We didn't shout because it was not yet time for us to fight. I am sure that by 2027, the world will know, the nation will know, Nigerians will know that the only party that will live by its words, and their yes is yes, their no is no, and the only party that has concern for the common man, for his own children, is the NNPP. Therefore, there is no stopping the NNPP in 2027 from winning general elections in this country.
So, sir, what impacts do you really feel NNPP will effect in 2027?
We have the best candidate across the country today. We have the best manifesto by all the political parties in the country today. And above all, we are the most honest. We say what we will do, and once we promise we are going to do that, we will go ahead irrespective of what to fulfill our promise to the people of the country. We had done that despite the diversion made to us by court cases that were clamped on us by people who lost elections twice and were using the authority and proximity to government. The Kano state government and the NNPP are the only political parties and government that are still operating their manifesto and performing to deliver their promise to the people. We live by the covenant we have with Nigerians. And they all know that the leader of this political party, Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, everybody knows him. Whether you like him or you don't like him, that doesn't matter. That his yes is yes, his no is no. And that he's the only person that can perform and deliver dividends of democracy, not to the rich like you or to the powerful like you, but to the ordinary person. And they have already started feeling the impact of their policies in Kano. This is our selling point. We don't need to say anything. And if what had happened in Senegal is anything to go by, government would be there for us only for the taking in 2027.
So politics aside, we're in the holy month of Ramadan, and as it rounds up, do you have any message for Muslims or the nation?
Well, I have only one regret during this Ramadan, that our religious leaders, both Christians and Muslims, are not living by the tenets of what God had asked them to do. That my greatest regret is the involvement of religious leaders in politics. And I would want to say that any religious leader that wants to get into politics should please remove the toga of religion off his head, off his neck, and declare for politics. So that when, to use the Hausa word, if they say kule, we will tell them chas. We will deal with them. But you cannot hide behind the toga of religion and start casting aspersions on other people. And I want them to know from today that the working Satan in Nigeria today is the ordinary politician. That is why we are different. We say what we mean what we do. But most of them that did not even have manifesto, most of them that did not even make public appearance to enter into covenant with the people, are now in positions of power at various levels. And you cannot hold them to anything. So I hope Islamic religious leaders, now in particular, should live by the tenets as taught by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Teach the people what is good, what is mandatory, as directed to us by God. They should please pull their hands out of politics, because they are using politics to ridicule our religion. And this is a province where religious leaders, both Christians and Muslims, have no monopoly. They don't know these politicians. And some of them would go to swear by the Quran or by the Bible that you vote for this because they took money. Any religious leader that tells you, calls name for you to vote for somebody, I want to assure you that he has taken money. If he says no, let him come before me and swear by the Quran or the Bible that he just knows you are a good person, and he is asking them, what do you do without mentioning name? You always know what is good. Follow leaders that this, do this. Let the electorates make their choice. So, I'm using this religious injunction, one of the 5 pillars of Islam, to appeal to our religious leaders to please get off their hands from politics. That is not their province. They don't know the people they are supporting, and they will disappoint them. There is no NNPP, no APC, no PDP, no ABGA, no Labour Party in any of the holy books that were sent to mankind by God.
So on a lighter note, What advice will you give people on how to stay fit? Because you look really fit for your age, and is it something you eat or is it exercise or something? What can you tell us about
No, I have rest of mind. Is if somebody has a rest of mind, he will seldom catch those peripheral diseases that is likely to reduce his physique. But if you believe that anything that happens to you is God, anything that you got is God, anything that you are denied is not a human being, is God. As we speak to you now, if somebody comes to tell me that if you enter that house, they will kill you, let me assure you that I will enter, because I believe that it's only God that can get me killed, not an individual. We've just eaten. You've seen. And if you ask me what do I do for a living, you may find it very difficult to pin on anything. But I know of people who have stolen public property in trillions now, no more billions, in trillions. They have no rest of mind. They have no rest of mind. Every 3 months they run to Europe or India or Egypt or this or that to go to hospitals. So what is the need of stealing what you cannot even use? So this is where our religious leaders come in, by preaching to us the words of God, not the words of man.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you.